Hey guys and girls, Nathan Birch here from B.Invested headquarters. Thanks a lot for watching, and today I've got a very interesting question that I was asking myself the other day. I don't have the answer to it, but just a question for us to ask, right? And my question is, everyone goes, oh, it's a monopoly and all this sort of stuff. People say to me often, oh, it's like you're playing the real life Monopoly. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like I play the real life Monopoly, but I actually have a few extra elements to that. So it's like a 3D version of Monopoly. And the question that I have is, who created the game Monopoly, right? I don't fucking know, I've never looked, right? But let's question who created Monopoly. We look at the education system, it's there to trap us. We look at the media, it's there to control us. We look at the whole system that we're designed in. You know, these things have subliminal messages. Who owns these things? Who owns the internet? Who owns your social media outlet? Who owns these things, right? But all that aside, is that there's a few very fundamental flaws with Monopoly because there's a few things missing. So let's assume that we were to ask someone about money, right? It's just a little simple test. And it's like, let's get a child and put three things in front of them. Gold coin, right? A gold coin from the 1800s. A $100 note, right? That we can use to buy lots of things at the shops today. And then a Monopoly note, right? Which one of them is different, right? Most people say the $100 note because you can use the $100 and go and buy something with it, right? But that's because society's brainwashed us to, right? The one that's very different is the chunk of gold because that's got a precious metal, it's got some value behind it. The other two, being the Monopoly money and being the money that we use, is just a piece of paper with some dead criminals printed on it that people, accept as being money. So is Monopoly just training us and brainwashing us that you've got to use this paper, worthless money, that if you step out of line, you go to jail, you have to pay your taxes and don't go too far out of the field. You might be able to pick up a couple of properties along the way, just keep walking around the block, and you'll do all right if you become a good, obedient tax slave person of the system. So when I look at it that way, I'm like, I've never played this game of Monopoly. I might be wrong, right? The closer I've come to playing Monopoly is giving those free things that backers that they give you. But the two things that I do believe that we're missing out of Monopoly, that I do know that we're missing out there, is one, whereas the talks of real money. There's no talks of real money. They're teaching us and educating us to be enslaved to an industrial revolution sort of concept of having paper money, right? And that system is dying. And the reason why it is dying is because they've left out the second most important ingredient, which wasn't around when they first started this debt-based fiat Ponzi scheme paper currency system, and that is inflation. So if you were to add in inflation and you were to add in real money, the game would not work like that, and people would see that it's a rigged game, right? And that is where the fun is at, because understanding that that game is rigged, understanding that yes, fundamentally it's right, there is fundamentals there, but there's fundamentals that are taken off the table that aren't shown to you, which is real sound money and inflation and deflation at times. But we're at a point now where these fundamentals are completely off the table, and that is giving us an opportunity. We could make a 2021 version of Monopoly, which has got fucking 10% inflation, and then probably a 2030 version of Monopoly, which would be 100% inflation per day, right? These things aren't factored into this game, so I think it's wrong. Just a question. I'm just questioning. Am I wrong? Am I right? I don't know. Tell me your thoughts below. I just thought I'd share it with you. Just my observation about Monopoly being a brainwashing tool to teach people about how to fit inside the system. And secondly, it's missing the two main ingredients off there, which is real sound money as well as inflation. Inflation's where the fun's at, right? A lot of people get fearful of inflation because they don't have enough asset. If you go around the Monopoly board, print off more pieces of paper. Imagine printing off more pieces. Every time you go to lose, you print off some more money, add it to the table and go, oh, look, I've got all this money. You could clean up all of the fucking assets off the table of Monopoly. So my thought is create as much of that, take as much of that paper money, which is dead, that you could just print up and throw on the table, collect everyone's assets and win the game. Catch up soon, guys. If you want to know how to play the real life Monopoly, hit us up 1300 367 925. Or email us at admin@binvested.com.au. Have a great day. It's a great day to have a great day. Bye for now. bye.